Florida's Representative Webster Barnaby calls transgender constituents demons and imps. During a debate over a bill that would prevent people from using bathrooms designated for the opposite sex, Representative Webster Barnaby, a Republican from Deltona and the only black GOP representative in Florida, lashed out against the several transgender Floridians who spoke out against the bill. He called transgender Floridians, quote, demons and imps, and compared them to mutants from another planet, end quote, during a committee hearing. He compared the speakers, who included transgender Floridians and parents of transgender children, to the X-Men, characters from the Marvel comic books in which bigotry, hatred, and a fear of mutants are central themes. The comments appeared to stun lawmakers. The bill's sponsors, Representative Rachel Laurel Saunders Plotkin, a Republican from Lake Mary, tried to distance herself from the comments, saying she felt it was valuable for the public to speak on bills. A few minutes later, Barnaby apologized after the committee had already moved on to another bill. Barnaby's comments came after several transgender Floridians and parents of transgender children spoke out against HB 1521. The bill defines a female as a person who, at birth, had the, quote, reproductive role of producing eggs, end quote, and then defines a male as a person who, at birth, has the, quote, reproductive role of producing sperm, end quote. The bill also says schools will set their own disciplinary procedures for children who enter a restroom for the opposite sex and refuse to leave when asked.
I'm looking at society today, and it's like I'm watching an X-Men movie with people that, when you watch the X-Men movies for Marvel Comics, it's like we have mutants living among us on planet Earth. And, you know, some people don't like that, but that's a fact. We have people that live among us today on planet Earth that are happy to display themselves as if they were mutants from another planet. This is the planet Earth, where God created men, male, and women, female. I'm a proud Christian, conservative Republican. I'm not on the fence. Not on the fence. There is so much darkness in our world today. So much evil in our world today. And so many people who are afraid to address the evil, the dysphoria, the dysfunction. I'm not afraid to address the dysphoria or the dysfunction. The Lord rebuke you, Satan, and all of your demons and all of your imps who come and parade before us. That's right, I called you demons and imps who come and parade before us and pretend that you are part of this world. So I'm saying my righteous indignation is stirred. I am sick and tired of this. I'm not going to put up with it. You can test me and try to take me on, but I promise you I'll win every time. Let's all vote up on this bill. Thank you.
Well, I have to tell you, when I saw this yesterday happening in the committee, I honestly have to tell you I was horrified. I don't think I can ever remember in my life a state representative for any state in America, frankly, at least in my modern lifetime, let's move out of the 50s and 60s, that has ever spoken about other people in this way. Dangerous. He gets a couple of things right. First, I think it's very valuable that at least he knows how to define a female and male of egg production and sperm production. Congratulations, dude, that you've reduced all humans to that simple standard. It's interesting, you better hold on to it, because Florida is moving in a direction where we're not going to teach the birds and the bees anymore, so nobody will know who produces the eggs and who produces the sperm in schools. So at least you know. Something else that's shocking to me about this isn't Tucker or Sean or Laura or Newsmax that regularly speaks in this way. Yes. This is a state representative representing the black community as a GOP. Now that is not an oxymoron, apparently. But here's why it is an oxymoron. You sit there to say, as a religious person of faith, that you're not going to stand for it anymore. And as you were saying that, and I thought this about Clarence Thomas and what he said in his incredibly conflicting statements about of reopening all cases that had been settled. In 1967, his ability to marry his white woman wife was established by the Supreme Court, which he contradicts. It's interesting to me that this state representative does the exact same thing. I'm not going to stand for it anymore because you're mutants, which makes no sense in our civil society. And as you were saying that, I was thinking about all of the white pastors in the South in 1958 that was saying the exact same thing about you as a black man, and all of the references of the animal that you were. Horrible then in 1958, horrible yesterday. But the difference is, it was in the legislature of the great state of Florida. Shocking.
Well, first off, I need to ask, has he ever seen an X-Men movie? I mean, the mutants are generally the heroes of the movie. They are the good guys, so
he doesn't know he's the villain.
And we relate so much to the X-Men movie.
Yeah.
So when you first said that, I was like, wait a minute.
I was like, yeah, is he on our side? Second of all, what kind of questionable character do you have that you look at a baby and go, oh, she's going to produce some good eggs in a few years. Oh, he's going to produce some good sperm. They're babies. That's beyond creepy. And third, he's putting all this religious warfare out there, which is a dog whistle to the exact people you were talking about. Newsmax, all those fringe, and I'm not even going to count Tucker Carlson. Fox is no longer really fringe compared to what else is out there, One America News and all that.
He was a hero yesterday.
That speech is designed to get him a spot on television, because Fox News isn't going to probably put on a state representative, or CNN's not going to put on a state representative. Newsmax will have your ass on there. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get some exposure for himself. In addition to, I genuinely believe him, though. I genuinely believe that he is a hateful fascist bigot.
Oh, for sure. And you know where you can put that apology? Up your ass. Okay, you know, and he might like that, but not the point, okay? Like, seriously, he came back and apologized for his words, all right? In his statement, he was like, this is how I truly feel. Nobody will ever change how I feel. And if you want to get rid of me, then you'll have to get rid of me, because this is who I am, and this is my religious freedom to feel this way. And I have this hate, and this hate is targeted towards the right people. That's basically what he was saying. And then it's, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't really mean to say it that way.
And just to continue, just to put an added observation to your note, he apologizes because in the hearing meeting, he's hearing from all of the representatives, GOP representatives, of, dude, what have you just done?
That's why he's apologized.
And that's why he apologized. It was not within an hour that he took to his social media to correct himself by saying, I stand by what I said, and this is how I feel, and so he didn't apologize.
But that's the problem, though. This is the problem with current politics and all of these gerrymandered states. Because if you're a representative and there is in no way or any way that you'll lose your seat, what does it matter what I say anymore? It doesn't matter, because I'm almost always guaranteed to win re-election. That's why you're seeing what's happening in all of these states. It doesn't matter what we say. It doesn't matter what we do, because they already know that their party has gerrymandered something, and it happens in some Democratic states, but their party has made it so that you don't have to worry about what you say anymore.
Mame, you know, I have to point out to you, and I'm curious, and I want to ask you, and please, you know,
Sure.
the intention of where my heart is in asking you this question. But if he was watching you right now, he would say you're one of the mutants that I'm talking about.
And I would say to him, baby, I am the best kind of mutant, because I could give a rat's ass about you. I could give a rat's ass about your party, because if you pay attention to what the mutants are, you're the villain. So I tell you this right now, you are the villain. So if you need to go watch X-Men, whatever, be reminded that in the end of the day, you'll always be the villain.
And standing on the wrong side of history. Wrong side. That will be played post your death.
That's right.
And your family is going to say, oh my God, Grandpa crazy. Grandpa crazy.
I'm going to change my last name, right? I don't want to be associated.
And one last thought. Good residents of Deltona, Volusia County, Florida, are you proud of what you elected to represent you in Florida? You're proud? We're not talking about Republican Democrat. We're not talking about DeSantis Chris. We're not talking about Marco Rubio, Val Demings. We're talking about that man that spoke that way with parents in the room of the children he's talking about.
That poured their heart out.
Imagine those kids. Imagine those kids hearing that from an adult saying,
Deltona, West Volusia County, are you proud right now? Because if you are, you should be looking in the mirror. LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.